Today we're going to meet Lisa Ascolese, the Inventress, CEO of Inventing A to Z and founder of the nonprofit organization, the Association of Women Inventors and Entrepreneurs. Lisa helps out with the path for new inventors and shares how to deal with transition. So, Lisa, a lot has changed since we taped our show together.
Yes, a lot has changed in a very short space of time, I might add. You know, who knew we would be here today?
Exactly. And I wanted to just briefly come on before we throw to the show, because I want to talk a little bit about what we spoke about and how it's so relevant right now. One of the things that we discussed is walking through the fear, and that's where we are at right now.
That's exactly where we are. And I can't believe we talked about that and not knowing any of this, not seeing, I think we were a little clairvoyant, that day, but we did. I mean, that was the topic, walking through fear, not necessarily having to do with this crazy, as I said on my show, I hate to even label it or give it strength by calling it the thing that it is. Pandemic, unfortunately, but walking through this right now. And I would say all of the things I said on the show before was giving it to God and just walking through it and just trying to be as blanketed with our faith as we possibly can in business, everyday business, and in life. And it's one and the same, Marci. It really is. And we have to manage it the same way if we can. If we can. It's hard, but we got to do it.
Thank you. About inspiring all of these brilliant minds that are out there with a lot of time on their hands. So you help people to transition, reinvent themselves, and you help them with inventions from A to Z. So if they have something percolating up there, what would you say to them?
It's time for the percolator. It's time. I would say it's time to do it. And you know it. I would say it's time to do it. Now is the time to take all of that information, put pen to paper, journal, write it all down. And that will 100% help them with the fear that we're all facing. This emotional fear, the physical, which turns into physical. Take it, write it down. Write down your inventions, your ideas, put it on paper. That's going to be a phenomenal distraction. It doesn't make it go away, but it's a wonderful distraction regarding what's happening today. Write it down, bring it to life on paper at least. So many people feel they're in a pause mode, but they're not. Now is the time to renew, reinvent, and pivot your business right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And using this time so wisely. And when we do have the downtime, go within, and that's when the creativity really sparks. So journaling 100%. And Lisa, I'm excited for everyone to see the show and all that you have shared. One quick thing I do want to touch on in the show, you had discussed a convention. Now,
Yes.
Obviously, with everything that's happening, that will not be happening this month. So why don't you give us an update on that?
Okay, so we've postponed it. We have not canceled it because we're not about canceling. We're about postponing and looking forward to things that are going to be greater and bigger and better than ever, and getting together and hugging physically, not just virtually. So I'm hoping that we're doing something in July. So it's the AOE conference. It's AOWIE.com, and hoping to have that conference sometime in July. But I will certainly keep you guys updated and post it. It'll be on social media, of course, all of our social media platforms, the Inventress, my Inventing A to Z social media, website, and I will certainly keep you informed because you're going to be there, girl.
I am going to be there. But like I shared in the show, I had something in my mind for 12 years, guys, and I have brought it to life since I've met Lisa. So I'm very excited.
Yes, girl, you are amazing. You are an inventor. And
Oh,
everyone listening is, but you, girl, you not only invented it 12 years ago, we're on track to make it happen in just a few months. You're actually doing it. You're done.
I am so excited. So, guys, really quickly, so A to Z. So, if you have something in your mind, write it down. You said to journal it. You said to draw it. You said to make a prototype, whatever you can, using what you have. And your convention is a place where you can pitch your ideas also. And you will help those that are out there with an invention from A to Z.
Absolutely. 100%. Been doing this for over 38 years. Can't believe I'm saying it and still loving every single day of it. Hence the reason for being the inventress.
That's wonderful. We're going to go to break and then we're going to throw to the show. So I'm excited for everyone to see the show.
Thank you, Marci. Thanks for having me.
Stay safe.
You too.
Hey guys, check me out every day at 11 a.m. on Instagram at Wake Up with Marci. I'm going to have live interviews with inspirational people to help us uplift our moods during this time. Lisa, thank you so much for coming on Wake Up.
Thanks for having me, Marci. So excited.
Well, it's awesome to have you because as an entrepreneur, to know that somebody is out there to help, get past the transitions and the fears and the not knowing and
Biggest part.
Yes. So first of all, Inventress, I love that. Where did that come from?
Well, just a combination of the she factor and the fact that I invent constantly. Doesn't stop. The city up here never sleeps.
I love that.
Constantly going and inventing and reinventing.
And you know what? There's so many opportunities to put something out into the world. And there's always a need for something.
Always.
And we have ideas, but we're afraid. We don't know what to do with those things.
Right.
So I want to talk about, first of all, a little bit about your background. And then talking about how you help with those fears.
Okay, sure. So, I mean, everybody has that fear because, first of all, you have an idea. Where do you go with it?
Yeah.
Who do you trust? What part? Where do you start? So I've been doing it for so long, Marci. I've been inventing since I'm a little girl. I was 9 years old when I started really developing and really understanding that I was designing and coming up with solution-oriented products.
Yeah.
And bringing that into adulthood, I realized that if I really wanted to do this, who would I go to? My parents were, in corporate America. Like, who would help me? So I found my way through. I called it a step and fetch it. You got to figure it out on your own. And that's what I did because I loved the idea of developing and creating things and how would I do it. So I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
Made a whole lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Called a lot of the wrong people.
That's how you learn.
And that's how I learned.
Yeah.
So with that, with making all of the mistakes that I made, I learned what not to do and how to teach people to do it the right way. And I say to people all the time, you come to me, I will help you step by step to develop your product the right way, because there's a right way and there's a wrong way.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Sure.
So you say you're helping people through. How are you doing that?
So I consult on a daily basis. So I have clients come to me with just an idea. So I call them napkin ideas. So they call my office or email me with ideas and they say, how do I actually implement this?
Yeah.
So I say there's a step-by-step program. Start with a piece of paper, a drawing, write it down, and don't share it with anybody.
Yeah, right? Because
Biggest
you do.
mistake. Yes.
You do. You start, getting these ideas and then you're like, what do you think about this?
Right. And everybody does it. It's so natural and you get excited about it.
Yeah.
So as I said, I walk them through the steps and say nothing, get a non-disclosure agreement. If you need somebody to draw it for you, even in that, taking that step, make sure you have a non-disclosure agreement so that person who's drawing it for you says nothing to anybody about it.
Yeah. What about a prototype? How do you get that made?
So I've made many of my own prototypes.
Okay.
I've always said I use all the string in the closet and my parents' sheets and everything I used to cut up as a kid, and I still do the same thing. I start there.
Okay.
And then from there, once you know you're absolutely going to move forward with your product, you come to me, obviously. I help
And then
people
you get
develop.
it professionally done.
I get it professionally done.
Okay. And then are you taking it to market? Like,
well, I mean, see, this is
there's
where
a
people
lot of
have to
steps,
you gotta
right?
do
There's
your
a
due
lot to do
diligence.
before.
Who's going to buy the product? Is it just you?
Yeah.
Or is it that check out your demographic? You know, are you going to spend a lot of money to just sell this to your mother? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you really have to start thinking about your market, your target market, who's your audience, before you start spending a lot of money on developing a product. But yeah, I can help them design professionally a prototype.
Okay, so let's talk about the transition and an entrepreneur and that fear. Like, how do we like move past? We have different chapters in our lives, right?
Oh, for sure.
And just finding that, I don't know, the ability to first of all say, I'm going to do this.
Yes, yeah. You know what? I think women in particular are so powerful. We just, for me, there are, I mean, everything is a fear as far as I'm concerned, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
I walk through it. You got to walk past it. So you have to really pivot through it. You want to make that change.
Yeah.
You don't want to stay in the spot that you're in, space that you're in. So you got to get through it.
Yeah.
You know, and being around positive people, really, really important.
So true.
Really important, because you can listen to a naysayer that says, you know what, you're comfortable in your job, just stay there, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You got to use your own head, make your own choices with positive people around you, as I said, and walk through the fear.
I just
don't
want to
let
say,
fear paralyze you.
Yesterday, I was at this networking event for women. And by the way, you must network and get yourself out there, because
Oh, for sure.
you got to get a tribe and you have to get people around you that will help you. But going back to what you said, there was a woman that was in corporate America. She was doing fantastic, making great money, but it wasn't satisfying her soul, right? She had a calling. And I think that if you have a calling, something that stays with you, that means it's time for you to move on.
Oh, yeah.
That's your journey.
That's for sure.
Right?
Don't you feel it in your gut? Look at what you're doing.
Exactly.
Don't you feel it? This is yours. You got to own it.
You have to own it.
Yeah.
And another thing, the fear of failure. Failure holds so many people back.
And what is failure anyway?
Yeah.
What is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to, you know, I mean, I think I failed.
Something didn't go the way you thought it was supposed to go?
That's right. That's right. So you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and walk through it.
And what'd you learn?
Walk through it. And exactly. As I was telling you before, I brought my products when I was younger to people who were not looking out for my best interest. All right, so I learned from the mistakes, a lot of big mistakes I made, got myself cleaned up, dusted off, and walked through it again.
And you just kept on going.
And kept on going.
When we come back, we will hear more about how Lisa helps entrepreneurs and some of her own inventions. Hello all, and welcome back to Wake Up with Marci. So Lisa, we were talking about networking and entrepreneurship and finding our tribe, and you help with that.
I do.
Yes.
And we do.
Exactly.
So we have an organization called AOE.
Uh-huh.
It's the Association of Women Inventors and Entrepreneurs.
Nice.
And that's a mouthful.
Yes,
That's
but
why
I like
we say AOE. So AOE, we hold, at AOE, we hold conferences once a year, big conferences once a year. They're musically inspired. And we have great women like yourself who come out and tell their stories. Well, first of all, you got to dance on stage.
I like
you
that.
Come on stage to a song that
Listen, I'll
inspires you.
dance.
And they share their stories, and we help each other. We guide and direct each other in places that they're missing. My mission statement is bridging the gap between ambition and success, and that's what happens at AOE.
I like that.
There's so many people who are greatly successful, and those who aspire to be, right?
Yes.
And so we have folks who are there to help them and bridge that gap. My other mission statement is, you want to hear this, Marci?
Yes, I do.
Lifting each other up 2 hands at a time, and sometimes you got to use your foot.
Oh yes.
Because you got to use your foot.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
Especially when you're helping other women, and sometimes you don't get it, and men,
Yeah.
you don't necessarily get it, and you say,
Yeah.
come on, you could do this, you can do this, you can do this, and then you got to go, boop,
And then
let's go.
Kick them in the behind a little bit. Let's
do
go.
this. Yep. So anyway,
That's
yes,
awesome.
our conferences are once a year, and they're great.
And you have workshops also.
I do have workshops. I have workshops at least 3 times a year. They're called Inventing A to Z, Problems, Challenges, and Solutions. And at the workshops, you'll learn how to do everything about inventing and entrepreneurship, all in a 3-hour course.
That's great.
And
Is
then you
this
get me to-
online or are they going somewhere?
So no, we're always going. So we're always going somewhere.
Oh, okay. I like a destination.
Yes, yes. So there's always, and the information is always on our website.
Okay.
The website is Inventing ATOZ, and it also links into AOE. So if you go to Inventing A to Z, you'll also see AOE, AOWIE,
Fantastic.
AOWIE.com.
Well, thank you.
So
I think
all the information is always there,
that's great.
and it's always fun.
There's a lot of people out there that's going to benefit from that.
Yes,
so.
it's always a good time.
Now let's get to some fun stuff. I want to hear about your inventions.
Okay.
And
so,
I know you brought one, but
Mhm.
what was your first invention? I just want to hear.
Okay, so my first invention that I realized was an invention was shoelaces that I wanted to keep stiff.
Ah.
So this was, I must have been 12 years old when I did this. And I was like, hey, this is really something.
Yeah.
This is something that I could actually sell and make money. A little kid around Brooklyn, right?
I
So,
love it though.
selling tied shoelaces. So that was one of my first products that I knew was an actual product.
Yeah.
And then fast forward through dozens more. The first product I actually sold in stores was called the Bosom Buddy Breastfeeding Cape. Say that 5 times fast. So
I like that though, Bosom Buddy. You know?
So, yeah, it was a feeding cape. So
Uh-huh.
it fed your babies, so you could feed discreetly because kids got to eat, right?
Yeah.
Babies got to eat.
Yeah.
And then after that, I kept moving forward. When when you feel success, you start feeling confident.
Yes.
When you're selling something confident, you're feeling more.
I can't imagine that
more
feeling.
confident.
Like
Yes.
yes, like how exciting.
Very exciting.
I was sharing with you a little bit about my one invention that I had that was called the Bibsy, which
Love
is
it,
along
yes.
the lines of what your invention was, the Bosom Buddy.
Yes.
So I think that's awesome because I know once I actually made my piece, started
love it.
selling it, and was actually helping people.
How good did that feel?
I felt empowered. I felt success for the
Yes.
first time.
Oh,
like
really?
I don't know, like it just felt good. It filled me up with joy.
I love it.
It was awesome.
Well, you were giving women something that they
Yeah.
all needed, right?
Exactly.
And you were fulfilled because you did it.
Yeah.
You actually created
I
this
was
thing.
like, I did this.
You created this thing that other people need.
Exactly.
That
exactly.
still blows my mind.
I know.
It still blows my mind. I mean,
And I feel like we all have something in there.
yes,
It's just making it happen.
Yes,
and
it's
you
making
help
it happen.
With that.
every
Exactly.
single person has an invention or an idea or that thing
Right.
that they say somebody should invent.
Yeah.
And I say, why not make it you?
Right. Somebody should invent.
Why not make it you?
You're thinking about it.
Right, exactly.
Now I
right.
want to talk about this invention, which
Okay.
is huge right now.
Yes. So this is the
Tell us our name.
This is the Luggies bow. This is the baby Luggies bows. So Luggies bows are actually
They're literally
obviously,
bows.
They're bows.
And-
they are luggage identifiers.
Yes.
So I mean, as you can see, I mean, look how cool this is.
Let's
So
see.
it's Luggies. You have your identifying card inside. So you can actually
Exactly. I
fill it
love
out.
that. So can we actually look at this here? So we got your bows. So we're showing here right now how you can use these pieces, which are
Yes.
super awesome.
Yes.
And I really love the designs of them. So tell us more.
Thank you. So the Luggies bow came because I travel a lot. I do a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
And one day I actually found somebody rifling through my luggage. I said, that's it. Done and done.
No.
I've got to create
To see if it was
something-
theirs?
It was theirs because black. Everybody's
Yes,
luggage is
everybody
black.
has a black
Everybody
luggage.
has a black
Yeah.
suitcase.
Yeah.
So so I designed this. I went
Mhm.
home and I started cutting up some sheets again.
Yeah.
And cut it out and said, you know what? This is a product. This is
Mhm.
a product. So I got it patented, trademarked,
for you.
manufactured, and now we're launched.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And that's how it goes.
Yay. That's fantastic.
That's how it goes. Solution-oriented products sell. And I have a few for you too.
Oh, I'm excited. So we did start talking about the process,
Mhm.
and you have touched on it many times. But if somebody like has an idea, so you're just saying like you could literally start cutting it out of a sheet or creating it with things in your own home.
Right.
Now, I just want to ask you this because
Sure.
I have had something in my head for the longest time,
Mhm.
and you've said not to say,
Don't say
anything, so
anything.
I'm not going to say it on
You
TV.
can't. You can say, you know, what.
But it's
Okay.
where you could use it is
Mhm.
in the car.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So far, so good.
All right. And I find all the time, like, you know how we have a first aid kit
Mhm.
or we have like our bag with our makeup and stuff in it, or we have our diaper bag.
Right.
Well, this is something that would literally latch on inside the car.
Don't say too much.
And you'd be able to put what you wanted to.
Okay, very good.
Okay?
That's perfect.
But this isn't something that I could just create out of stuff I have at my house.
You might be able to. But I think the best way to start is literally to draw it.
Okay,
so
you
can
draw
sketch it out. Yes, you can sketch it out.
and you have said that. Okay.
Or have someone, if you can't draw yourself, dimensions are very important. If this is something you're serious about doing, put all of the dimensions in place.
Okay.
The color you want it. I mean, this is what you do. This is really how you get started. And keep a journal.
Okay.
Write down everything about what this is, because when you're moving forward to get this piece done, you have to have all of the information in place and document it.
So with this idea, would that be like a time where they'd call you?
Yes.
And then that's when you would help.
They call me when they wake up with an idea, and that's okay.
Okay. And how do they find you?
They find me online. They can go to my website. So my website, as I said, is inventingatoz.com.
Okay. So everything you do is there.
Everything I do is on my website.
Okay.
Everything is on my website.
All right.
And, I set up a consultation with them. I can walk them through the steps.
I'm excited. You were
make
brought
it
to me.
clear.
I'm ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hello, Lisa. I need help.
Hello, Marci. I'm here.
So you also have a nonprofit.
I do.
So let's talk about that.
Yes. So
how did that come about, first of all?
So, with Inventing A to Z, it's my my day-to-day business. It's a consulting business, as I said before. I felt like I needed to reach a broader audience. I knew so many women out there in particular were looking for connections, entrepreneurship. A lot of female inventors would reach out and call me and say, why don't I just do a conference that, we can have this in a large space where people can get together and commune and talk and party and have just a great time and network and just, like you said before about the networking. And let me tell you something, that's where the magic happens at our conference. So again, we have it once a year. This year it's going to be in Princeton, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And sometime in April.
Yes.
But everybody can look it up online and find it if they go to the website.
Give us the name.
So it's the Association of Women Inventors and Entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And the website is AOWIE.com.
Okay.
And everything is there. Everything about the event is there. There's shopping.
Now, if you need a
networking.
grant or help with an invention, is it possible to? Is that part of the convention?
Actually, yes. Very good question, Marci. We have every year we have a 2-minute elevator pitch.
Okay.
Product elevator pitch.
Oh.
And we have judges, and
Amazing.
the winner wins services. They win my services for free. I help them for life.
Yeah.
With whatever they need.
Wow.
And there are attorneys there who are also willing to help. So there's a lot of help that we provide.
Because you know what? It takes a lot of money to do that.
It does. It takes money. It takes dedication, support. It really does. Perseverance. And you really have to want to do it.
Yeah, you really have to want it.
People need to understand that more than anything else. Because of Shark Tank, everybody does have an idea, and that's a great thing.
Yeah.
They understand their products and things that could come to fruition. But if you're not in it, if you're not 100% passionate about what you're doing, you really shouldn't do it because
I agree.
There's cost.
You have to be 100% in it because you're going to have those peaks and valleys.
That's
and you've got to be able to get through it. And if you're really in it and you have the passion and you believe in it, you're going to continue with it. And also, I just want to say, and you are a prime example of this, that we need support.
We do.
And listen, if your friends and your family, they only can be there for you so much.
That's right.
Because they really don't get it. And that's the idea behind that. So don't really think about them not supporting you. It's just because they don't understand. So you've got to find the groups that do and the ones that can help you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So Lisa, I really appreciate you coming on the show.
It's been my pleasure.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Wake Up with Marci today. We've had some incredible stories. To be able to lean on Lisa for our inventions, our ideas, and she's going to help from inception to fruition. All right, guys, I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you again for tuning in. For any past shows or information on me, check out wakeupwithmarci.com. And also remember, be kind and be happy. I'll see you next week.